This video is supported by Audible.
3, 2, 1, 0.
A few days ago, Chandrayaan-2 was launched aboard a GSLV Mark III of the ISRO. It was a good launch, but the real challenge comes after. This is the first attempt of ISRO to land an unmanned spacecraft on the moon, and if it succeeds, India will be the fourth nation after the United States, Russia, and China to have successfully landed on the moon. This is the hardest mission ISRO has undertaken, but it doesn't mean ISRO is unfamiliar with this kind of pressure. After all, it is one of the most successful space organizations in the world. On February 15, 2017, ISRO successfully launched 104 satellites in one go with its PSLV vehicle, making history and sets world record. ISRO's Mars orbiter mission, Mangalyaan, also demonstrated its extreme cost-effectiveness and engineering prowess by achieving big but costing small. It made India the first Asian nation to reach Martian orbit and the first nation in the world to do so in its maiden launch. It's worth noting that ISRO's launch vehicles are not the most powerful in terms of raw payload capability, but precisely because of that. Comparing ISRO's budget with other space giants like NASA, CNSA, and ESA, those are very commendable achievements under its resource constraints. So let's explore a little bit more of this new launch. First of all, the launch vehicle this time, GSLV Mark III, is the best ISRO has to offer, and it's truly powerful. Standing at 43.4 meters tall and with a payload capability of 10,000 kilograms, GSLV Mark III is comparable to the most advanced launch vehicles in the world, such as the Chinese Long March 3 or Falcon 9. It also has an impeccable track record of 4 successful launches and 0 failure. However, more launches still need to be performed to confirm the reliability of the vehicle. During the mission, GSLV Mark III will carry an orbiter, the Vikram lander, and the Pragyan rover to the moon. Secondly, you find Chandrayaan's orbit this time very intriguing too. Instead of launching and reaching the moon in a short span of a few days like the Apollo missions, it will take over a month for Chandrayaan-2 to land on the moon, but for very good reasons. Here is Saturn V in comparison to GSLV's Mark III. It's not hard to see that Saturn V is a much more powerful vehicle with higher thrust capabilities. It is also worth reminding us that the Israeli moon mission Bereshit, which attempted to send its own lander to the moon a few months ago with a Falcon 9, experienced the same thing. Due to the limitations of being the secondary payload on a Falcon 9, Bereshit also need to perform various orbit-raising maneuvers and insertion maneuvers to get to the moon. Still, what Chandrayaan did this time is unique in its own ways. Its earthbound phase will take around 20 days to complete until mid-August. During this phase, Chandrayaan will get further and further away from the Earth on the transfer orbit. After translunar injection on the 14th August, lunar transfer from the 14th to the 20th, Chandrayaan will be inserted into the lunar orbit and thus begin its lunar-bound phase. After the 21st August to 3rd September, Chandrayaan will attempt to lower its orbit to prepare for separation and landing, which will happen between 3rd to 7th September. Therefore, as of now, we don't know if the mission will succeed, but I am very hopeful looking at ISRO's magnificent track record. Although those maneuvers do increase the difficulty level of this mission by quite a big margin, ISRO is undoubtedly the expert in those operations as it has done so many times before with the first Chandrayaan launch and its Mars orbiter mission. If anyone can pull off these complex maneuvers, it is ISRO. Lastly, going to the moon carries beautiful and meaningful messages to ancient civilizations. On top of showing the world that India now possesses the cutting edge of space technologies, moon represented a strange but familiar place in Indian culture. For thousands of years, the sun and the moon are the two prominent celestial bodies in the sky. It's natural that there are many mystical legends about the moon in ancient India, just like in ancient China. Comparing to similar missions like the Chinese Chang'e 4 mission, Chandrayaan is also quite unique. Both of them has an orbiter, a lander, and a rover. Chandrayaan's orbiter is bigger, but its lander and rover are smaller than that of Chang'e 4. This is due to different mission objectives. Regardless, the launch of Chandrayaan has been quite majestic, but the real challenges come after the launch. ISRO is well prepared with the previous Chandrayaan-1 charting the way, but there are still many things ISRO has not tested before. For example, landing on the moon is entirely pre-programmed to a 15 minutes automatic process. It's known to be the hardest thing for the entire mission. ISRO has no prior experience in landing, it's going to be a challenge. Chandrayaan-1 also experienced tremendous hardship during its 1-year experience circling the moon. It is widely believed to have experienced failure because of the damage done by radiation in space. There is no radiation protection like on the Earth. This really will be a challenge for the team at ISRO as well. Lastly, not only will this mission land on the far side of the moon like the Chinese did a few months ago, it will land on South Pole, which is the first time in human history. That's another unknown and a challenge. At the end of the day, I'm really happy that more and more nations and companies are joining our journey to the moon, to the mysterious heavenly body that has been with humanity as long as human history. It has influenced our ancestors greatly and contributed to shaping our society. The more we understand it, the more we understand ourselves. Just like how ISRO is bringing changes to the space industry, many other industries are also experiencing tremendous disruptions from new technologies and scientific discoveries. Audible is a great tool to keep yourself up to date with the latest changes in technology. Artificial intelligence is one of the hottest tools employed in the world of business. It is fundamentally changing the way we commute, the way we socialize, and discover the world. Today, I want to recommend to you my all-time favorite audiobook, AI Superpower by Kai-Fu Lee, that is available right now on Audible. Kai-Fu is one of the most respected inventors and venture capitalists in both the United States and China who created speech recognition software in as early as 1992. AI Superpower has one of the most informed views on the future of our world, fueled by AI revolution. Definitely check it out on Audible. If you like what we do here on this channel, visit audible.com/curiouselephant or text curiouselephant to 500 to start your 30-day free trial and get your first audiobook for free.